All right, so I threatened you guys with doing the siding here, so I'm gonna show you just a little bit, a couple minutes of what do you have to do the wood siding. So let's go ahead and check it out. So we're doing the wood siding now. I didn't buy. We'll talk about this just a couple minutes, and we'll go over to what's going on with the M5. That way, there's something for everybody in this video, right? So we're doing the Olympic mountain. Let's be honest, I can't remember. Let's be honest. The Olympic E-Light woodland oil. This mahogany blaze. This is about the only stuff that I ever found that actually works outside for a long period of time. They had an 8-year warranty. Now it has a lifetime warranty for exterior wear. I don't know. We're going on the lower shop door we did with it. We're probably got, I think it's the 3rd year it's been on there. The 3rd year. And just right where I caulked it, that's kind of a no-no with that kind of caulk. To caulk it, that's a whole nother video. Anyhow, moving on. All these get 3 coats. This one's pretty much done. Roll this last side. And I'll take you out and show you all the siding I put up too. Put a bunch up this morning. And so the first coat, you guys just do everything, right? And anything that's outside, whether you're doing boards on your trailer, on your car hauler, if you have 18 or 20 foot car hauler, you have to do the same thing as I did on mine, and then it'll hold up. But you gotta roll, this one's already been rolled, gotta roll all the ends, all the edges. This is tongue and groove. And this stuff's like a self-leveling, so it doesn't really matter how it looks when you first put it on there. It'll level out. Just try to get any big blotches or anything of it off. And always use a foam roller, never a heavy nap roller. If your wood's real rough, maybe you can use a heavy nap roller, but you're gonna burn through stain like nobody's business. This is essentially a kitchen cabinet roller, is what they advertised it at Lowe's. And how that works. So it goes on smooth, and you see how you roll it on. It's kind of bubbly almost when you first roll it in, and then it all goes away and levels back out. I already did the back side of it. Now the whole board's encapsulated. No termites or anything can get in. That one's got a little broken spot. Now there's no need to do inside the groove. You're doing tongue groove. No need to do inside the groove. You can see down here. And that's it goes on the very bottom. I do have one on the very bottom they've already put on the side of the shop that I have to take a paintbrush and go back and fix that. Let's peel these gloves off. We'll toss those over there. And I'll show you what we got going on. So basically all we did to start this is, instead of using a string line, I used a chalk line. I put the line level on the chalk line, squared from the bottom, like where I wanted to start, and then popped it across. And you can still see some of the zip tape on the bottom. That's not gonna matter. We're gonna have a cover board on the bottom of that. If you didn't have a cover board on the bottom, you'd wanna start lower. And then basically you're just gonna wanna stagger all the seams. So we did basically, what was it, 4 boards before another seam met up. And some of these are even 5 boards. So we staggered them way off. Now on these seams, there's no tongue and groove on the end of these on this particular board. So we might go through and we'll have to use that flex shot stuff and the squeeze thing. That's the only thing I could find that holds up outside. I have to cut the tip real small, and we'll take black at the very end and probably are to fill those cracks. Now we're putting this on zip system, so it's 100% waterproof. We don't have to worry about anything getting behind it. If you're doing this on plywood or on OSB, you'd probably want to, at the minimum, put tar paper or some kind of synthetic barrier on it. So, and then you see here, this isn't cut perfect. It's never gonna be, right? No matter how good you think you are, you're never gonna be good enough to cut that perfectly. but that's going to have a trim board that goes over it that'll flush up to the bottom edge of that. And we cannot cover these holes up on the windows. That's the weep hole. So after we put the trim boards on, we'll caulk the inside of the trim board so that has a watertight edge. And then we'll have a trim board that covers these up. Even though these are cut really good, we're going to put a dark color trim board so everything's covered, right? We'll have one at the top and one at the corner. And on the corner, let me grab a couple things here. At the corner, we'll have like a thinner, probably a 1x4. I got some 1x4s here that don't have the tongue and groove on them. And the corner is gonna look like this, basically, minus the tongue and groove. So it's gonna look like that, and it's gonna cover it all up. And then where all this goes in, we'll have that all caulked. There again, I'm not gonna have tongue and groove. We'll have all that caulked. The theory, what you're trying to do is get all the water where it doesn't run behind it. However, in our case, it doesn't make a damn bit of difference, but we still like to do it correctly. With the zip system, I can leave the building like this pretty much for 10 or 15 years and you're never gonna have a problem with it, but you get tired of looking at the green, right? So that's what we're doing. We're gonna go ahead and do all this, and then once this is done, we're gonna do the eave. You can see all the bird crap up there. We're gonna do the eave with tongue and groove, but we'll probably do the same color as the door. Depends on how things go. And then we'll have to demount the lights and the cameras. We'll have to change all that around. And then over here, we'll have a seam. We'll have a 2x6 right there at this seam. Everything from here on is all gonna be inside. So up here we'll have what, 54 foot back towards the woods, right? And then we'll have another 30 foot past this existing. And we're gonna cut the roof off of the existing shed and make it all 3 foot higher than the shop roof. So we're gonna have 2 stories, 48, 50, 51, 50, 54 foot, at essentially 54 foot. Depends on how far I decide to go. And you know, we'll have a whole kitchen. You walk around to a restroom behind, a restroom up top, and then a great room that'll be all open windows in the back towards the woods. But this part over here, I think what we're gonna do, I might do this in these boards over to that where the inside wall is gonna be, but I also might do it in that clipstone too. I haven't just quite decided what we're gonna do with it. I'd like to clipstone this, and then this whole face here, there'll be a bunch of windows in the front. The clipstone's like $12 a square foot. So, you know, this stuff is by no means cheap. It's probably, these are 5-inch boards. It's probably $2 a square foot. By the time you, maybe more, by the time you figure all the stain up. The stain's 50 bucks a gallon. Let's say $3 a square foot. I mean, 12 inch by 12 inch, right? So there is that. Okay, enough with that. Now for the car, guys. The M5. There's a few things going on here. I drove it again yesterday, and some of the issue is it's still throwing codes to 3 and 4. Now, I did look up to triple check what cylinders 3 and 4 are, and that's on the passenger side. That is the 2 cylinders that we've put the aftermarket coils in. That has the black coils in it, right? And the rest of them have the white tops, the real expensive ones. I think what I might do, and some people say the black coils work fine, some people say they don't, so that could be your problem with that. I'm probably, they're $85 per coil for those specialty M coils. I'll probably just go ahead and buy 2 of those. That way we know we're not gonna have a problem. As much as I hate to do that, because then the other ones could go out one by one. Well, $80 some a coil, that's about $1,000 for 10 of them. Sweet, huh? Other than that, I would say the other issue codes we're getting is throttle actuators. I did order the new gears for the throttle actuators. So we'll be pulling this off very soon. I was wanting to wait to get the tune for it. So when I pull that off, we could just leave it off. But I don't know if that's gonna happen or not. That place is not open right now, so I don't know. But we are doing throttle actuators. Today is, I don't even know what today is, Wednesday, something like that. We probably won't have the throttle actuators here till Saturday. And then we'll probably have the video up this weekend on doing those. And I did get the OE gears for it. So it should all work out. My biggest thing is, who the hell is driving this car? Like, how could you drive this car with this many problems? I'm not trying to be an ass, but holy crap, man. Like, how's that even work, right? Like, you weren't driving it with the ECU that was in it. You weren't driving it with these throttle actuators. He already had one of the coil packs swapped. That would keep it in limp mode. And when this thing goes in limp mode, you can't drive it. It like, no worky, right? The gas pedal barely gives you enough to even do anything at all with, and barely even get back home. So that's what's been going on here at the shop today. And probably what we're gonna do is use a lot of this stuff on the inside too. Because I could stain this like a natural color, or just like where it's just barely tinted. And that's gonna be a lot easier and a lot nicer to put up than drywall. It's gonna cost a lot more, but man, especially on the ceiling and stuff, you know, we go in and put like a 7/16 regular OSB on the inside. We could even zip tape all the seams so it's nice and airtight, and then go on with the air nailer, with the brad nailer, and put all this stuff on. And we're shooting these with 2-inch nails, 2-inch brad nails, and it just goes on so easy. It's such an easy deal. So I kind of took a little bit yesterday and today off to do this, but I'll upload this video tonight for you guys and post it so you got something to watch. The next question, what am I gonna do next? The 1600 or the E90? I don't know. I think for this very immediate time being, we're just gonna keep working on the M5. We still have a lot to do on that before it's ever tip top. And I do wanna do some paint work on that. The E90, I've just lost motivation to work on that thing. It needs a $700 engine at this point. There again though, tomorrow I might hop on there and just order it. I don't know. I like to do the roof on the shop, the metal roof, in the next week or so. So we got a lot of going on. It's hard to make videos for car stuff and do stuff to better the shop, to benefit the channel essentially. And then some AC is gonna be on the agenda too, so we can keep working through the summer in the shop and not be sweating our ass off. There's nothing worse, pulling the camera out from inside, walking outside and the lens fogs up, especially the big camera, and you just can't unfog it real easy. So there is all that. Am I ever gonna clean all this junk up? Yes, actually. Now we added a bunch more junk in here. We do need to do that. I did mount the air hose up here. I do need to buy a extremely larger air compressor than that, because it's so freaking loud. I hate it. But it's just temporary. I had to get something for the nail gun. And that's not gonna stay like that. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully the Rona's pretty much run its course and things start getting back to normal. They already are getting back to normal. And that's gonna make a hell of a difference. That's gonna be it, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later. Have a good day.